Hey, welcome to the what did we call this thing? The Mage Wars 2023 League, online league. Today it's myself, Sharkbait, and my friend Zot. Say hi, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
Yep, exactly. We're here commentating on the game one of the semifinals between Treecko and Knabbmaster. Knabbmaster is running the Druid in the bottom right. Treecko's running the Siren in the top left. Anything to say before we get rolling here, Zot?
Well, I think Knabbmaster won the last event and got a special card made, which was the Pentagon, which was pretty cool.
It is freaking awesome.
Um, yeah, so I expect him to play strong regardless. Treecko, another good competitor, playing the Siren versus the Druid. It's going to be a hard matchup for the Siren, I believe.
It could be. All right.
Could be. Could
Let's
be.
get this thing kicked off here, shall we? And first things first, kick up speed a little bit while they do some planning. And here we go. First quick cast. We see nothing happen, and then Philella comes out for Knabbmaster.
Hmm.
It's an interesting opening. You see a lot of druids open with the tree, but I'm starting to see more and more lately that they don't do that. Oh, we're going double familiar today. All right, so we bring Naya out as well.
Yeah.
And the shallow sea comes down, bringing basically a +2 channeling to the Siren because of
Right.
Naya and the Siren getting the bonus from that.
Yep. So, what's your first thought when you see a fella from your opponent?
It's a reminder that that card exists. It's rare that I actually see Philella get played. um, yeah, that's the first thought. It's
My
tough to.
anticipation is when I see it that I expect the potentially a melee based mage getting buffs from the Falella with a mix of curses from the creature.
Interesting. So I was
Um,
thinking, if Enti was playing, it would be a hyper enchanted bear. But in this case, since it's Nab, I'm actually not sure. Does he
right.
do that too? And I know that
That would
Treecko
be
calls
my
this the lazy siren, so it's a
okay.
fairly
Uh,
economic play and opening for the siren. Excuse me,
I expect
words.
the druid to drop the tree this round, and then probably what's how much mana has he got? Uh, that he'll be buffing. I don't know. I don't know if we'll see any creatures out of the druid right away, other than the one
Probably
he's
not
got.
right away based on the mana, yeah. Though they do interestingly
So
have the same amount of mana. That's kind of funny. Well, at least on their mage.
right. I don't know what a lazy siren means unless he's planning on just staying right there and dropping big dudes or something.
Looks like staying there and meditating is actually the
So,
method there.
which means that he's going to meditate and have the Naya cast stuff that the druid or the siren would normally cast, except for the fact that Naya cannot cast creatures.
Nope, but
So,
she can cast. Oh, she can cast the echo. So,
she can spawn creatures.
yep. So
But he's got a double spawn point.
indirectly spawning creatures. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of mana sitting over there
Yep.
for the economy for Treecko, and we do see the Vine Tree come out for Knabbmaster. We saw an enchantment go down from Felella, and the final action is to just sprint to the middle. All right.
Okay. I think a lot of players like to sprint against the siren when Naya comes out because it puts them a little bit behind. So the mana on the siren side's been hammered pretty hard because of the high cost stuff.
Yeah, maybe.
So he's probably going to try to rush over there and cause havoc in the early game and disrupt the siren's play.
Yep, I can see that being the case, but also at some point, well, the druid can probably pull this off better than most. But when I see people do rushing tactics like this, it almost always plays into the defending mage. I say almost, it's not always, but almost always. The defending mage has so much time to react, and you're putting yourself so far out there without any build up that you're kind of setting yourself up for failure. Now, this, on the other hand, is kind of an interesting way of doing it because you can still build up with your Philella, with your tree, etc.
Right. We'll
So,
see how the siren reacts to this aggression.
yeah. I'm willing to bet there's some
Yeah,
creatures coming in.
sure. Well, another reason too is the druid gets to drop a vine marker where he is, and he might
Yeah.
be able to extend the vine marker, getting them down faster, closer to the mage. We'll see if he drops to vines or not.
And even if you don't drop two of them, I don't know why you wouldn't, but even if you don't, there's still those vines are going to creep across the board. The druid does a
Yeah.
really good job just by the inherent kit of map control. Oops.
Yep. Definitely.
All right, we're going to kick this up a little bit.
All right. So, what do you think Nye is casting?
Uh, armor.
Yeah.
If I was the one controlling Naya, I would cast armor right now.
Okay.
But I don't know what Naya's actually going to cast. We see a Thorn Lasher come off the tree for Knabbmaster.
Uh-huh. And no extra vines.
Yep, and nobody quick casts. Drew is gonna another run right
Wow.
across the
All
board. All
right.
right, is it
Yep.
shell? I think he's going for the shell. No, he's going to go for the amulet. Oh, that's an interesting one. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
He just said, "Nope, I'm going to shut down this economy play."
Yeah. Though we did use two full actions to do it, so we'll
Right.
see how
And
much
he's
that pays off.
probably. What do you think that's an enchantment on the druid? Is that a rhino hide, a bark skin, or
My
do you think
guess
it's an
is Rhino
offensive
Hide.
spell?
No, my guess is Rhino Hide, just based on how much mana he's got.
Okay.
Um, but I don't know that.
No. And he's going to get another one on from Falella here shortly.
And that is, hey, look,
Yep.
Levy scale.
Yep.
Uh, so yeah, that
Here's the
makes
thing
sense.
about this aggression from the druid, because chances are Treecko has planned out his first few turns based on having that amulet in play and certain mana flows versus certain matchups to drop certain things onto the board. That play and aggression from the druid has messed that up at this point, I would think.
Yeah. And I will note that it's now turn 3, so instead of rushing over like we were talking about earlier, rushing over on turn like 1 and having nothing to come with you, being able to have a spawn point and a familiar here to help kind of bridge the gap and keep you alive is probably not the right term, but basically keep you alive as you do this, um, is a much better or much more sustainable way of running across the board because your mage's actions aren't necessarily the biggest ones you have
Sure.
because you
Now,
can
is that an
then
altar of the
supplement them.
Iron Guard?
That is an altar of the Iron Guard coming out. So
Nice.
whatever creature comes onto the board will be guarding,
Yep.
which is
Well, I believe it's a May.
interesting.
So,
You're right, it is May, but probably going to be guarding. I don't see why they wouldn't.
yes. Mm-hmm. Because those could just be as easily melee buffs, and he's going to go in there and just start wrecking.
Could be, and I can see that you might play that. The Shallow Sea does help mitigate that some. The armor that Naya could play obviously helped with that as
And now
well.
the upcoming guard.
The upcoming guard, I think the Siren needs a couple more turns to really start
Yeah. So I would expect this to be the
expanding.
Shark Thrasher, the level 1 guy.
You think so? I don't know. I don't know that
Yeah.
that adds much to it yet. It's
Well,
too
but
easy to beat down with the
he does
position
have
the druid's
17
in.
mana. Yeah, he has 17 mana, so it could be something beefier.
I could see something like a
Good.
Croc coming down.
Yep. Yep. I didn't realize he had that much mana, so Croc would be interesting.
Yeah, Croc would be interesting. I wonder how he responds to the slightly less economy now. Let's actually, while I'm thinking about it, kick that onto until we get to deployment. Yeah, I'm interested to see how the economy play changes. At this point, I would call them roughly even in economy because of the druid being stupid good at economy regardless, and I mean apparently the siren's also pretty good at it. It's one of those builds I hadn't put too much time studying, but like there's a lot of economy plays out here too.
Yeah, and so the I would think that the tree is going to keep deploying the lashers,
Yeah.
and because he's saving mana by rushing around.
Yep.
Is that
We
a
were right.
croc?
There's
Yep.
the croc. Yep. We were
Yep.
right about that.
So I would think that the lashers are going to just keep coming out.
Yeah, I don't see why you wouldn't flood the board with lashers at this point. Those things
Yep.
are very solid for effectively 7 or technically 7 mana, but effectively 6 because of the deployment from the tree.
With his 2 double moves, he's conserved some mana.
Exactly. Yeah. And he's got 8 mana now to do with it. Probably one of which will be spent on that. on Philelo's thing, and then I'm going to, I don't know, there's probably contingency plans over these two cards as well, and then the two buffs could be both, like it could be Rhinohide Bear Strength, right? That's both offense and defense, so it could be a little bit of everything here. Uh,
Right,
Hard to tell from the Siren's point of view, I think, at the moment.
right.
So Treecko
Well,
decides to pass, and Philelo moves forward and chants Naya.
yep, that's a
Yep,
Mage Bane or a Chant.
it's a Chant of Rage.
There you go.
And Chant of Rage will be targeting the Druid, so
Oh, that's
Naya's got
not
to
good.
go beat the crap out of the Druid.
Yep. No, the Druid's going to beat the crap out of Naya.
I think the interesting thing is, couldn't you Sirens call Naya and have her move one there and then move one back?
Yes.
I think you
She wouldn't be
can.
able to move back because she'd be hindered.
Oh, good point. Duh. Nope. I was. I don't know what I was thinking for that. Never mind.
Yeah.
All right. The good news is, if you can find any good news from this particular play, is that Chant of Rage only has two dissipates. So if you can find a way for them to not absolutely abuse whatever you're chanting or whatever has been chanted, then you can keep them alive for longer. This looks like a quick mana save play, so you get a little bit more armor and.
Well,
Uh,
the Chant's going to draw Naya out to be put on the Lasher train.
yeah. Well, the Lasher train isn't going to be there until next round. But you're
True,
right.
but I believe the Druid will have initiative then.
At this point, what I might have thought about doing as Treecko would be Sirens calling Naya to come punch with extra dice, you know? I know it's
Right,
not going to be, like, the damage won't stick too well, but two extra dice is two extra dice at this point.
right.
I don't know. I'd at least consider. I don't know if it was in the consideration or not. I don't know what the quick cast stuff is. And yep, there's the Bear Strength. Oh, right into the Mage. Okay. Alright, so we're looking at 2 damage going down onto the Siren, who does not actually have enough mana to drop a Shallow Sea like I would attempt to plan.
Right. And Naya might have had a shallow sea, but couldn't cast it because of the chant.
Yeah. Oh. Uh,
I think Generate should have cost more.
should it cost what? One more, you think?
Yeah, at least one or two more on the reveal.
I think level even would have been better instead of level -1. But,
Yeah, there you go.
yeah. That's just my opinion. It's not a huge difference. It's still relatively close. It's really good. It's also not that long lasting and counterable. So, you know.
Right.
The druid does the tree transfer, so the damage that the druid took is much mitigated.
Right.
And yeah, at this point we were back into planning. What would you consider doing at this point if you were the siren?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, you've got this strong creature out there, so you want to maybe get it into the game and possibly grapple the druid. So I would think, how can I best do that?
Yep, that's a good point. Um, I think also since you're going to probably spend mana on a creature based on the fact that you have a spawn point and you want to use it, I would consider a creature that also leaves you enough mana to help deal with some of the armor that's probably on the druid right now. Uh,
Hmm.
I would guess that we're not seeing the full amount of armor that is available to the druid.
Right,
Um,
of course not. The
and I might consider Shallow Sea so you get extra dice against the druid, but that's not 100% sure yet. We'll see.
and you'd also drop the druid down on his meleeing.
Yeah, yeah, that's true too. That's a good point. Um,
Now, I would expect with the chant, it's possible that the druid's going to move and drag Naya with.
Possible. That's why I was hesitant to say for sure, but I would consider at least saving a Shallow Sea for when you're ready to attack.
You might consider a ballad of courage for the croc.
Yeah, Ballad of Courage is also a good point. That could be a very good one there.
That way, the croc can, if the druid does move, the croc can still get to it
And you're sitting on
and
six
possibly
extra
grab
or 6 total dice too, right? So
it. Yep. And then the druid trying to melee would have to melee the croc.
oh yeah, because of grapple. If you can nail
So,
it.
right.
feel like a Kiro might be a good one on the Croc too. It's
That's a
relatively
possibility,
cheap.
certainly.
Yeah, it's relatively cheap for non-mages. It's actually relatively cheap for mages too, but it's what 3 for a non-mage to reveal.
Yes.
And we have more joining the Thornlasher train from the Druid, which, again, these things are just flooding the board with board presence. They're not individually all that scary.
Oh,
Ooh, another Croc comes down. They're not individually all that
wow.
scary, but when you get all of the Thornlashers working together, you can get quite a few dice thrown onto something in one turn. And positionally, it's just really hard to combat.
Yeah. So, um, yeah, by
So
doing
that,
that,
yeah, they used
he's
all of his
negated,
mana.
used all his mana. Yeah, I think that was potentially a mistake. He could have dropped
Potentially.
something small, and he's
Yeah.
got to get. He must be counting on the druid not moving,
Yeah, I don't
and maybe
know.
the
I
druid
think
doesn't want to move because he's got a target rich environment here.
target rich environment and he's got pretty high chance of the Thornlashers pulling things out of position and then Druid can then pick them off one by one. Um, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's not as I think the Croc can be good here. It's just a matter of it being you better be ready
in
for it, right? You
position.
have to go punch something now with your mage because you really can't meditate. The 2 spells you
Yep.
brought are fairly useless because you have no other way of making any mana back.
Right.
Uh, I would
So you can
probably
get
have
Siren's Call.
considered, not that it matters, I probably would have considered sticking around in the Shallow Sea. I don't know why he left the Shallow Sea to lose the channeling.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But he by dropping the croc, it did get a guard marker.
Right, right. So it protects uh,
Naya
Naya, and if you act
and
with
the
Naya
mage.
first, well, assuming the Druid doesn't really, assuming you can act with Naya first, you may just be able to get the requirement to run after the Druid finished early.
The mood state looks really good for the siren a little bit, but I think looks are deceiving here. He's out of mana, and I don't know.
I don't know. It could go either way at this point. I think for me,
Yeah,
I don't think that uh, the Siren wants to keep dicking around too much with this Druid because the damage isn't going to stick anyway. I would start
right.
beating back the Thornlashers myself,
Yep.
um, at least in the early game because the Crocs should beat the Thornlashers pretty handily. Now you need to make sure you ace them down right away because those things stick around for an ungodly amount of time. It's stupid, but and there we go. Yeah, back into the channeling or the extra channeling here
And the regenerate one.
and regenerate one. But yeah, I guess you don't have that much damage on you. 2 damage isn't going to be a big deal, I
No.
wouldn't think. But that's a really good attack on Naya, which pulls Naya in. And then she can go there. Yeah, actually, that's interesting. Because she got pulled in and she had Siren's Call, she could choose then
Uh,
to leave.
oh, did they sirens call it?
Yeah, Siren's Call's still there from last round.
Oh, okay.
So I assume that's still there. I actually didn't even look that closely at it. Philella's put an enchantment down on the Siren, and we have 2 guarding Crocs.
Yeah,
I think everyone's kind of got a standoff going here now.
right. Well, I like the two croc play, but I think that the running yourself out of mana like that, I don't know.
The Siren will want to start using smaller spells for a couple rounds and save some mana up. I think so. Like a couple sharks, a shark. Ooh, a poison blood. Okay, so no more regenerating. Um, so yeah, like you pointed out earlier, some sharks would be good. Trying to think what else can come off the shell at this point. That's also that small. Snappers don't cost that much,
Ooh,
and they leave
snippers are
you
good.
a little bit, so you can still either Siren's Call or do something, right?
Right? Or
Heck,
even maybe put
yeah.
out some more equipment or
Yeah,
encampments.
yeah. So just something
Yeah.
cheap, I think, and find ways to use your actions as best you can here. That being said, the longer the druid has to build up, the
Yeah, the long game favors the druid, I believe.
well, if you don't start cutting down the forest, then yes. If you let them build up like this, then it's going to be hard to combat the druid when they start bringing out the bigger stuff because then they have the big things and the thorn lashers.
Right.
I think you need to not start. The guarding needs to stop. You need to go in and start wrecking things. And I mean, like, you need to focus down one Thornlasher per turn. I think minimum, assuming you can do that. I don't know.
I think you should get rid of Fellella.
That's not a bad idea. I think Naya casting an elemental wand here so the Siren can use, I don't know, something. Surging Wave and Swell obviously won't work against the Thorn Lashers, but
Right.
something has to come off that. I
Yeah,
run
and
lots of
those
different
red,
out of school attack spells with my Siren, so I would probably start using some of those, but I don't know
yeah,
how everybody else does theirs.
right. Yeah, because the unavoidable or the defense there on the Fellella is also a nuisance.
Oh yeah, it's a pain. She always makes it whenever you're attacking her, but she never makes it when you have her on your team. That's how that's how it goes, right? Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go
This
ahead and
board state is interesting because
yeah.
it seems even, but the I
It seems
think
even with
that
the potential to swing. I think really hard.
yeah, and I still my gut instinct is that the druid's going to work his way through this.
I could see that. I still think elemental one with like flame blast on it. Oops, and we see a mana
Yeah.
lotus come down from the
Yep.
tree. But like a flame blast elemental one right now, make the druid dissolve it. Just do it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And Naya's gonna go back and regenerate a little bit while using. Oop, there it is, a shallow sea. Okay, so that's good, I think.
That is very good
Oh,
because
that's
that means
interesting.
those lashers are attacking for 2 dice instead of 3. Same for the druid, and the druid's now hindered. Interesting.
I just saw a bug in the game. I have to fix that. Anyway, um,
Nice. And the Crocs will get +1 attack in that zone.
yeah, exactly. It's helping the Crocs, and then the Druids putting on just even more armor for very low amounts of mana. Philella's going to add another enchantment to the Druid. Yep, it looks pretty rough there. Lots of enchantments on the board.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And there's I'm going to guess that's a Tangle Root on the Croc with the druid enchantment on it.
That's a good question, actually. I think I like Tangleroot personally. I don't see too many people actually run it outside of my Joketari, actually.
Mm.
I
That'd be
think it's
my
an
guess.
underrated spell, especially for nature mages, but
It
we'll
could
see.
be a Rust so that it's easier to kill.
I could see Rust being the case, since they have 3 armor.
Yeah. Those would be my two potentials.
Yeah, I think Rust, especially with the Thornlasher train, could get real nasty real fast. We're looking like at least 1 damage going through with a Snatch. Bring the Croc in, so that's interesting. Wonder if the Croc wanted to be there anyway. I would personally bring the other Croc in and attack first. Oh no, the Druid's guarding. Interesting. So you can't really do that.
Yep.
Guarding Druid's gonna be a problem, I think, for that bunch.
10 mana.
Yeah, what do you got here? What do you think?
That's sure here.
I feel like
Uh,
I would like to attack from range 2 somehow. That's what I would like to do if I was them, but I am not. So, oh
unless
wait.
he's going to use all that 10 mana, unless he's trying to save up mana for yet another big guy. Um, it might have been good to get another dude on the board.
That's a fair point. Um,
But I'm guessing he's going to save up for a third Croc.
oh yeah, and they're talking about the bug now that I was talking about earlier. The when he cast the shallow sea earlier, it messed up the channeling. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know. Moving out of the channeling zone does not seem like a great idea to me.
But he's not getting the regeneration or healing effect because of the poison blood.
Oh, no, I'm just strictly talking about mana here. I don't know
And
what a
guard.
guard. Yeah, what does a guard add for you though?
Uh, that's a mistake. He should have.
I could see it being useful later. It's not helpful this turn, but
No.
I
And
personally would have done
if the
range 2
druid comes in to
attacks.
attack him, and
Yeah.
you can push him around.
Yeah, it's true. It could be worse. Just not what I would have done. It's not a bad play. I just didn't think I would do it
Yeah,
like
Naya
that.
could have.
That's true too. I didn't even think of that. But she cast the sea,
Oh, she did. Right.
so and yep, that's
And
that's
here we
why I
go.
was thinking earlier about the order of attacks, because that guy could just get pulled out, and now he's got an action to bring it back if he wants. He should get snatched, right?
5 up.
Oh
Yep.
no, he's tough.
It's tough -2.
I forgot
Nice.
about those. Okay, yeah. So that's
Denied.
even another reason that these crocs are good against the
Yeah, they're just good in general.
yeah. So okay, yeah, they're really good against thorn lashers in general. So yeah, I think I would. Oh, I know what I would have done. I would not have guarded with my mage. I would have moved in, cast the trident, and then put a siren's call on the croc that's still with me, so that the croc can move and get extra dice.
Right. Yeah, because it attacked for 3 extra dice in that shallow sea zone.
Yeah, exactly. So it'd be +3. That's how I would personally do it.
And that would go a little ways towards attacking one of these lashers.
Yeah, and even if
But
the
the
druid
druid's
comes in to attack, I feel like I would take that hit
the druid's
myself.
guarding them. So,
Yeah, but I mean,
but you definitely want to start if he gets the grapple, the druid to be -3 on his attack dice.
yeah, I think it'd be okay. It'd be a thing I'd risk.
He should go in there and start working the druid over at least a little bit while you occupy the druid. Then you can start getting rid of this stuff.
Yeah, agree with that. They're doing some chatting going on, so I'm gonna kick that on real quick. Let's see. All right, and the croc is going to go ahead and hit the druid here. And we're looking at a good damage roll as well as a grapple roll.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see if anything gets revealed on either side of this particular attack. Well, we're getting the grapple. We're getting 5 damage through. That's a pretty good hit.
Yep.
All right,
And
we got
then
a
he
Wolf
reveals.
Fury showing up. You're right, it was Rust. And effectively 0 armor coming back at the from yeah. So 3 dice. Yep, that's accurate. So 3 dice coming back against basically 0 armor. So 4 damage should get through on this
With the
croc.
grapple, how many dice did he roll?
He should roll 3, right? Because Wolf Fury gives melee. Oh no, he should roll 4. Sorry.
Yeah, he should be -3.
Oh,
No, he
-3.
can't be.
No, no. Yep. Actually, it should be. You're right. 3 dice is correct because it's 3 base, add 3, subtract 3.
Yep.
So 4 damage should go through to the croc here, um, which is pretty good. And then that'll. Does that contribute to escaping grapple? I can't remember.
No, it's after he acts. Well, I don't know. That's a good question. Is it a total for the round? I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't actually know, but another 4 damage going down on 3 dice. Ouch. That's pretty rough. That's going to be an
Yep.
escape roll that definitely, I say definitely happens, and then he doesn't do it. Okay. Even with all the extra damage, I think he's still not going to make it. Or maybe it's just with that one. Let me see here. I have to look it up again. I don't remember now.
Mm-hmm.
Either way,
Yeah.
they're playing it as if there was no escape. So the druid remains grappled, the croc remains hurting, and I think at this point, not this point, I think the thing that I would do next round is to heal that crocodile.
Yep.
I don't know that you're going to get a chance to, particularly because, ooh, why
They do.
guard is not good.
Yeah, that's a bad idea because the lasher's going to attack regardless.
Yeah, Lasher's going to attack regardless and put even more damage on it. It's not going to regenerate, and the grappled mage has to attack the crocodile. So again, you
He's
know,
got. Why is it 1 die?
why is it 1 die? Huh? Oh no, that
The
was the
lasher
escape
only
roll.
rolled 1.
No, that was the escape roll.
Okay.
They haven't rolled the
He
new.
attacked with the lasher. Okay.
Yeah. So they're determining whether they count both hits right now, actually, in the chat. So I guess we're gonna find out. Ah, it is damage dealt this round. So yeah, it is.
Successful ungrapple.
It looks like successful release from grapple.
Yep.
So the second attack would roll 2 more dice. Oh no, it wouldn't. Sorry, never mind. Don't worry about me. We're all just confused. Anyway, Thornlasher still is going to come in and hit this thing anyway.
It'll have 1 armor versus that 2 dice.
Yeah, and I mean even then.
He essentially is losing the croc in 1 round here. That's really rough.
Yeah, so maybe what am I saying? Maybe healing it isn't the greatest idea. I would probably have tried to attack the Thornlasher.
Well, he had a guarding druid.
No, the druid wasn't guarding because of the grapple. I wouldn't have guarded with this one.
Oh, you're talking about that one.
Yeah, and then there it
And then he
is.
gets lucky with the 2.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's rough.
2 dice did really good.
Yeah, the guard doesn't do anything there.
Nope.
Oof. Yeah, it's a mistake. It's alright, though. He's still, depending on what he brings out to help, like, it's not technically over yet. I would personally also start saving for, I don't know, something bigger. Go help him. Because this is what happens, right? If you don't take down the druid's stuff, they just get an advantage over you because they can take your stuff out faster. Like, well, unless you're trading 1 for 1, it's not going to be a good day. I mean,
this is the reason why I go after the tree, because I prefer to make the tree go away.
I think making the tree go away is a good plan. You got to be careful doing that. You can't just run across the board like the druid did.
No. Yeah, it takes some time, but you try to get rid of the tree so that then the druid has to do all this crap manually.
Yeah. So you have to find a way to get across.
Region.
Yeah. You have to find a way to get across the board not safely, but like something that sets you up for a little longer game too. You can sacrifice a little bit, but
yeah, you got to limit the amount of damage you take to get rid of the tree, and that's hard to do.
It is.
They like their trees.
Yeah.
And I'm going to guess that is a healing madrigal off of the Naya.
That's a good idea. I think that would be very helpful here. It looks like another Thornlasher does come down off the tree, which tracks with pretty much every druid ever.
He's got a play set out now.
Yeah, he's got the whole play set out, and if you knock those out, though, he's like I don't know. If you knock out at least a couple Thornlashers, they're a lot less scary.
Right. Yeah, I'm going to guess one of the druid spells is a bullet spine wall.
That's kind of what I mean. Like, you knock out 2 of those, and suddenly the blood spine wall is meh. But you got to focus them down. You got to really commit to knocking at least some of the forest down before you can get to the tree.
Yep.
Let's see. What's Philella do? Is it a curse? It's probably a rust. Yep. Considering rust is at cost for druid, I don't see why they wouldn't run 6 of them. Maybe not 6, but a lot of them.
Yep. Well, it's interesting. So with the rust and the wolf fury, he's got piercing 3 as if he had a critical strike for this cheaper amount of spellbook points.
Yeah.
2 actions. So he's got critical strike without the 3 cost critical strike.
Yep, he's got effectively. That's an interesting point. Ooh, that's a big roll coming off that siren. So now you just need to find a way to capitalize on it and actually, knock that thing out. That's not necessarily easy since the druid can also guard. Having creature advantage here, like the druid does, makes it really difficult to just melee things out of the way. I would probably also have prepared like a fire stream or a flame blast or rock, anything with
something to finish it off.
Something to just finish that thing, because it's gonna stick around and regenerate 1,000,000.
Yep. And Naya cannot, because he can only cast water spells.
Yeah, and I can't think of any of them that aren't hydro or whatever that plays into immunity. So yeah. Yep. Ugh. So cool, or such a good roll, such an unfortunate potential result here.
Yeah, and you see different things going on with the druid. He's got the lasher tree stuff going on. He's got Philella creating this other dynamic of a melee mage.
Yeah.
It's just,
The druid can do a lot. And in this case, like we said, the druid can now stand in the way of the creatures, and while taking hits, not give a damn because you can regenerate yourself and on the tree. Like, it's amazing how much. Oh, there it is. There is the acid. There is a water one. The acid ball does it, and it knocks out the thorn lasher. That's
Yes.
fantastic.
Acid ball, good play.
I
Good
did
play.
not consider. I like that a lot.
Yep.
That is awesome.
Yep.
Ignore the druid at this point because the damage on the druid isn't going to stick, and unless you can drag the druid out of there.
The problem with that is then the druid is you're just going to kill your crocs.
Maybe. I think at this point a Siren's Call into the croc and let the croc go to the right where the druid isn't. Go hit the thorn lashers. Go hit them with extra dice. Start putting some damage on them. You know what I mean? Like 6 dice into one of these thorn lashers. Yeah, it's not going to do a full 6 because they're going to regen 2, but that could end up being enough to knock them.
I think it could still do its range attack, but
yeah. But I mean, I still think that's a good call there because you got 6. Sorry, I'm looking at Nab. That's 9 mana that you have sitting there. And then next round you can drop something relatively important on the field because you're gonna have quite a bit on the shell and your mana pool. This could get turned around pretty quickly. I think Siren's Call is actually a really good play here to go move the croc into the other zone.
And it conserves a little bit of mana for next round.
Exactly.
Drop another something big.
I think it could work. The issue is right here, I guess, if the croc gets pulled. Yeah, and it gets snatched in. Dang. All right, well, it doesn't quite work as well as I thought, but...
Another rust, yep.
Yeah, another rust, so 2 damage and a snatch. The croc would have to come back in now. I got a little excited thinking that it was Siren's turn. Oops. So, yeah. Still can do damage. It's going to end up being 2 that sticks, and that's fine.
And he grapples it.
Yeah, grapple means it's restrained, though, right? So he can't be actually snatched?
Well, it's rooted anyway, so it can't be snatched.
But... No, I meant the croc.
Right. Correct.
So I think that means the croc can't be snatched now. Oh, there's a fireball! Oh my god, we're bringing out the big ones. Okay, look at this. I like how the Siren is playing this a lot. Not just because fireballs are cool, but also because this is knocking down some of the force, and this is knocking out some of the advantage that the druid had. Now that doesn't mean you can let off the gas because this druid will still be dangerous.
Oh yeah, because after this he upgrades to grizzlies. So
maybe, but you gotta get past the first round. The first round's the damn forest. So.
Yep.
And that croc has taken a ton of damage just from this stuff, and relatively high rolls from Nab on some of these 2 dice, 2 dice lashers.
He's wrecking with the good dice.
Yep. I think the croc actually does go. Oh no, there's no snatch there. Sorry, never mind. I'm wrong with that. Ooh, and a melee attack spell comes out. Oh my god, 7 damage showing. So 5 ought to get through. 6. Oh, he's got Wolf Fury. That's why. Never mind. So 6 gets through. 1 of which will be no Poison Blood. There is no regen. FU and your regen.
6 dice correct. Is 6 dice correct?
Let's see. Projected Light Sweep has 3 base plus the 3 from the enchantments. That seems correct to me.
And he doesn't get the negative buff.
1 less die when making non-spell attacks. So it is their correct number. And that is a way around the Shallow Sea, though it does cost mana, though I would contend not enough. Probably should have cost 1 more on all those, but...
Yeah. I think all the ones that allow melee plus buffs should have been full round attacks.
Yeah, and when the Shallow Sea was designed, melee attack spells didn't exist, so the wording couldn't really, make up for it.
Yeah, but other sorts of attack spells did exist, not necessarily melee attacks, but
right. I guess my point is the way the
right. You would have worded it non-melee attack spells.
Yeah. Or non-spell. I don't know. Whatever. There's a way to word it around it if we wanted to, but we did not do that. So let's move through the planning here. So this doesn't look quite as bad of a board state now for the Siren as it did a little bit ago. I think the commitment to knocking out another Thorn Lasher was a good one. I don't know. I think with 12 mana and 3 on the shell, I would probably drop somebody else out and bring a guard out. Still gonna be dangerous dealing with Philella, the tree. Like there's all kinds of things that are still dangerous on the druid side. Like it's really tough to fight into the druid due to how much the druid can do on a particular turn.
I'm wondering if he's going to drop yet another croc here with all his mana.
That's a lot of mana, but yeah, he does have the
He's got 15.
trident,
Yep.
so I could see him. I could see the justification for it. I guess is what I mean. I don't know. Ooh, nothing comes off that. Okay, so no deployment there for either of them, really.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have gone that route.
Right.
Depends on what happens
next
here,
round,
but
next round he'll drop a big thing.
yeah, I wonder if it's like we're setting up for a minor heal or something from the Siren, trying to keep the Croc in play here for a little longer.
Well, he's got to be at some point worried about the poison blood on himself.
Yeah, I agree because Nab is going to line it up. I would actually not be surprised to see 2 attacks from Nab this turn, and then have another like at least single attack initiative because the way it's currently the initiative works, Nab will have first crack at it next round.
Right.
Oof. I'm thinking he's going for the push, and it looks like he did get it. All right, 6 damage and no guard returns. That's probably pretty good there.
Does he lose his guard?
Ooh. Good question.
Loses the guard.
I think you're right. Luckily, it won't affect this game regardless. I don't think. Because there's nothing to guard in that zone. That being said, I bet that's a rust.
Yep.
So we got a rust. Oh, it's a Mage Bane. That's not what I expected. Okay.
Okay. I think that's a less effective move here, but
I generally agree, but
because he's going to melee.
He just purged him. Ooh. Woo! So the Mage Bane ended up being pretty good, but the purge also is a good play here too to keep the druid from being. Oh, that goes back. But wow. Okay, so the druid is suddenly less dangerous. That was a good play, I think. I don't know if I like the Mage Bane play myself. I probably would have rusted, but
right. Because Mage Bane's more effective against somebody who's casting 2 spells around.
Yeah, not someone who's meleeing with 1 action. Right. That being said, every little bit counts, especially if they're not going to deal with the where is it? The poison blood here. So it's not a bad play.
On him.
Yeah, it's not a bad play.
Philella, mix of melee buffs and curses.
Yeah, Philella's a very good familiar.
It is.
If you can find a way to keep her alive, because she always rolls like 2s on defenses when I have her.
And that 6 health really is strong too.
Yeah.
That 1 extra hit point makes a big difference.
Yeah, Naya's gonna guard. Interesting. I don't know that I would have.
She did. He wants it healing and gaining mana.
I tracked that, but she's not doing anything right now.
Right. So hence the sit in the zone, heal, get to more mana.
Maybe. I don't know. What's the range on Elemental Wand?
0 to 2,
right?
All equipment 0 to 2.
Yeah. Oh, there's one that's both no snatch and no damage. So that's beneficial for the Croc, obviously. Yep. I don't know that I would have. Oh well, I guess the druid's a little less scary now. So never mind. I take it back. So now the Croc is rooted or restrained in the shallow sea zone. Also a pretty good play there. He's still going to take at least 6 dice of damage though. And with only 13 life, that's going to be dicey.
And he's
oh my god, a max roll. Woof. The Croc shouldn't move.
No. It was grappled, right?
Yeah.
No, it must have missed the grapple.
No, it was grappled.
Really? Because the grapple marker isn't on the creature.
Yeah, in the chat. I don't know if you can see down here. He removed it.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're right. He doesn't move, and they're telling him that now.
It's 2 points from dead.
Yeah, that was a heck of a roll, though. Like, I can understand why Treecko may not have. Okay, yeah, there you go. So it lives ultimately from that. Oh, we're gonna get another melee attack though.
Yep.
Spray of barbs instead. Yeah, that's good.
That's
gonna do it.
Thing.
I say that and it doesn't do it yet, but there it is. Okay. Yeah, without the max roll, the Croc survives. But you've got rust on you anyway, so the risk of taking enough damage to die there is pretty high. and it's
Well,
okay to spend a little extra there from the druid to knock that out.
well, his two lashers that did the attacks both rolled max damage
Yeah,
with
I
their
know that was pretty
two
rough.
dice. Yep. So the druid's been getting some really stellar rolls here.
Yeah, but even then, the dice favored the croc dying there.
Oh,
Um,
true. Right.
so you got to be a little, careful with that croc, I think. Um, and you need to put another croc out there. I think at this point, having a lack of creatures out there is going to hurt the siren pretty big. They had
Mm-hmm.
a good string there for a little bit. Now they're onto a bad round because there's not a lot left on the board.
He's got 4 mana on there and 11 mana. Wow, he uses all his mana again to get the croc out.
Yeah, the tides keep ebbing and flowing here in an ironically fitting sort of way.
Yep. I think I'd have Naya cast something here. Yep.
Yeah,
That's going
Nyack
to be
has
a
something,
healing
and I think having
madrigal
something.
or a rust. Yep.
Ooh, Corrosive Orchid comes out. Yep, that's a good one.
Yep.
I'd have
Ooh,
wanted to
worthy.
have. There's another Croc
Yep.
with a guard.
Yep.
I still would have
Yep.
wanted to have that guy out last turn.
Yep.
I think. I don't know. It's tough to call because the Purge was a good play too. But,
Right.
like,
Well, fella's going to recast their strength. So,
or Rust.
oh no, it'll be Wolf Fury or the bear strength. I'm
Oh, this turn,
guessing.
you mean, yeah. Well, maybe.
Yep.
I don't know. Rust might be enough at this way. You may not need the Wolf Fury and the Bear Strength until later because the creatures are still there doing all the damage.
I suppose a rust, yeah, because he does have 2 thorn lashers,
Yeah, I think
but
the
you
Rust
also
is
have
a
the
smarter play
corrode off of
first.
the thing, which is at -2.
I
So
think if I was the druid, I would cast Rust with Philella. I would then have a Bear Strength ready for my mage to do it, and then
there you go.
use and then punch with it. Like that's and then have a backup plan for the if the Bear Strength can't be used for some reason. That's how I would
He's
do it as
got
the druid.
15 mana. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's got more than enough mana.
Uh,
All right, let's see here. Corrosive Orchid might be broken. I don't know. It doesn't seem to be. Oh, there it is. All right. Oh, that's because it's being affected by the Shallow-Sea. Whoops. My bad. And we're going to see, yep, 6 mana spent to get rid of Levy Scale. I hope Naya brought it back up. Oh, it doesn't matter. It's not enough mana for a whole backup. I take that back.
correct. Correct.
Yeah. That's a rough one.
Yep.
And
So there.
looks like maybe he does go Bear Strength first.
Yep. He can even do a Wolf Fury and then attack.
Yeah, it's fair.
Or wait
Maybe
a
he
minute,
just
how much
wanted to
mana has
get
he got?
both.
No, he needs 3 mana for that. Yeah.
Yeah. Putting damage on the Thorn Lasher is good. I just don't know that it's sustainable at this point with no mana.
Right.
We'll see. Maybe next round you can Flame Blast or something.
And now the druid's going to work over the mage and just go for the mage kill at this point.
Yeah, I think so.
He's not terribly concerned about soloing of the croc,
Nope. Ooh, okay, Hand of Him. That makes sense.
so more melee.
Well, I think it's removing damage from the Thorn Lasher. Yeah, it just removed it from the Thorn Lasher, so that's also pretty good there.
Yep.
And we got a Ring of Tides coming out. Ooh, that's interesting. I guess it's some kind of play that he was hoping to get useful actions out of Naya, but
Yeah.
I think I don't know if there are any
Yeah.
smaller creatures in there or not. If he's only got large crocs, that's gonna be tough. 2 more damage. Yep. No snatch though.
And the siren's near half dead, right?
Near there. 13 out of 32. And meditate for key. Okay. So, yep. I'm expecting even more melee attack spells as we go to the next round here.
Yeah. The one that gets extra dice for 2 key.
Yep. And I still think the Thorn Lasher's in danger range. Like you can kill the Thorn Lasher. And I think if you do that, you're in a good spot still. You're gonna have to fight your way through it. You know? So
Hold on. Is the Druid's life total or the Siren's life total correct?
32? Yeah,
I thought they raised the Siren's total
it is. It
35.
got raised to 32.
Okay. I thought it was 35. Okay.
Oh, nope. 35, I believe, is the other Force Master. But
Okay.
coming off the tree, we see the Bloodspine Wall come out. So there's that play. And the Siren gets to act first. What's Siren going to do? Yep, try to knock out the Thornlasher. 4 damage isn't terrible, as long as you get a follow-up somewhere, somehow. With 11 mana, I feel like you could do a 4 mana spell and it could work. There's enough 4 mana attacking spells that I would probably do it.
Mhm.
Um, Even if you end up going through the wall, I still think that's probably worth it. But if you're just gonna let it sit
Yeah,
there,
I
the
think.
druid can guard. Oh no.
Yeah, I don't. I think realistically, the Siren doesn't last through this round
Yeah,
because you've got this attack, you've got a Latcher attack, you've got the Druid going willy nilly against it,
yeah, and with no armor out there, I think armor needed to get cast early too. The Croc is
and
gonna
now he
go
doesn't
after it.
have a guard.
Yeah,
Yep.
I still think casting an armor would have been good here though. Quick
Yes.
cast with the armor.
Yep.
Oh, maybe he's waiting for the corrosive orchid to go. Actually, oh, he's trying to pull it. I see.
The corrosive orchid's already gone.
I think he has now, but that's why he didn't do it in the quick cast. And we're going through the wall. Um, oh, that's a rough roll. Yeah,
Yep.
that's a lot of damage.
Yeah.
If the croc attacks and knocks it out, at least, yes, it kind of helps, but also the I don't think you can death roll something you're not.
You can't. You have to use your
It doesn't matter. It's
grapple
still
attack
going to
first.
be a lot of
The druid's
dice.
just going to walk through the wall and attack the Siren.
Yeah, I say it's still a lot of dice though, so the croc would probably have killed that thing. But yeah, the druid's just gonna walk right through and do another punch for a shitload of damage. Another couple punches, in
Yep.
fact. Punch
Yeah.
and probably a kick.
Yep. How much mana has he got? 11. He's got enough to cast
11.
yet another buff, reveal them both, walk through the wall, and go nutty.
Yep. And Philella's gonna come in and join the fight. By oh no, I thought Philella might do the
Yeah.
ethereal touch here because
Yeah.
it's got
But
there's no armor.
yeah, I don't know why he moved.
Yeah, I don't
Uh,
know. Just to join the party, feel involved.
yes.
Maybe draw hate from Naya somehow. I don't know. Oh, there's the armor. Okay. A little late, but I guess it wouldn't have mattered that much because there's piercing 2 over here. There's the bear strength, there's the wolf fury, then we're going to walk through. Got a melee coming in. Yeah, there's going to be 2 attacks here. Druid
Yep.
does not care about walking through that wall.
Yep.
7. Ooh, only 4 damage gets through. Okay, that's not that bad. Um, it's not great, obviously, but it's not that bad. And then Druid's
Get the
bleeding from
bleed, but he does.
the
Yeah.
wall. Oops. Yeah, it doesn't really
He's
care, but it's
pissing.
still funny. And then probably another 7 dice from tidal kick. Ah, okay, interesting.
Yep. And he's got the enough for the key to get the push and
Oh
push over
man, look at
through the
that roll
spine
though.
wall.
7 dice puts on 7 damage, and that is the end of the
Yep.
Siren. Oof.
So the Siren made a few mistakes despite having some cool creatures in here. He had to get rid of the tree or Fellella.
Yeah.
Had to have done that.
I think
That's
knocking down the Thornlashers and the part that they did was good. I think
yeah.
also at that point the gears should have shifted into get rid of Philella, get rid of the tree. Um, I
Well, the
think
problem is that
yeah.
I don't think he had enough time by that point, because he still had the curses on him and all that.
Well,
So
kind of. Yeah, at the time, he also had Crocs that could have helped, and I think at that point it would have been start moving towards the tree, start doing stuff like that to mitigate the advantage that was of the middle of the board that Druid had, and maybe another Shallow Sea here to reduce the dice from the Thornlashers, right? Like,
sure,
I think all of those are possible avenues that they could have gone down, but the losing the Crocs in succession made it really tough to keep the pressure on.
right. And of course, Nab played a near flawless game here.
Oh, Nab, yeah. I mean, you can pretty much expect that from Nab because I don't think I've ever
Exactly.
seen Nab not do that.
Right.
Well, in that case, yeah, very well played by Knabbmaster. This was game 1 of a best of 3 series, though. Um, the Knabbmaster Druid has obviously reigned supreme in this one, and at some point we'd like to get the video up of the possible games that happen after this as well.
Sure. And
Uh,
of course, Treecko did try to do well and made some good plays, but in the end, too, he just didn't have the steam to get to the end.
yep, I think the dissolving of the meditation amulet really did throw off the game plan
Yep.
for the siren there.
Yeah.
But it was, I think, a good game plan in the first place. So Nabmaster identifying what was kind of the linchpin there was a good play.
Yep.
Um, yeah, both of these guys played really good games. I'm excited to see the next one. Uh, Thank you for joining me, Zot. Any last words on this particular video?
Congratulations to all the competitors and the people who have made it into the finals, and good luck, everybody.
Awesome. Well, this is Sharkbait and Zot signing off for this one. So thanks for joining us.